The only two new pieces of information that we have all been blessed with by this book that nobody asked for is, firstly, the ludicrous claim that the palace staff told Catherine and then Meghan to dress as their dead mother-in-law.
We know a lot of these threats were self-generated by these two on themselves to make it look like they were threatened and endangered. These two have been so dodgy from Jump Street. I can't understand why the court is entertaining this. It's beyond me.
Nor was dropping a bomb during their interview with Oprah Winfrey when this one's wife implied that a then unnamed member of the British royal family was racist for having concerns over her son Archie's skin colour, an accusation from which Harry subsequently backed down, but only long after the damage had been done.
H, numbnuts that he is ordered to pay I think it's like $53,000. Okay? Because he said something was libelous, and in fact, it is ruled that it can be defended as an honest opinion and did not cause him harm to his this is causing harm to your reputation. This is what this is.
With regard to what the updated situation was going to be. So they had a year in which to change their minds. How are they forced out?
You're the Surgeon General of the United States. You can't just make shit up. And Vivek Murthy really got up there in his medals and everything. I'd also like to point out that while, for the sake of the forum, Murthy attributed this spike to negative social media influences egged on by Harry, as recently as March in the New York Times, he attributed it to kids being able to, quote, see the profound thrust.
Meghan Markle is pictured smiling. So is the Daily Mail offended that she's smiling? Like, hey, all the trouble that this asshole is causing and she's smiling? Or did Meghan have them put that in there? Who knows? But it's a terribly bad look.
This little video that will prove to you and to everyone else that Meghan Markle was wearing a prosthetic fake bump that day to Birkenhead, which once again leads to my question of why are there two illegitimate children fraudulently within the line of succession and with the titles of Prince and Princess? And why is Harry allowed to bend these rules and not?
So the whole world is continuing to lose its mind over Omid Scobie. Aren't you? Everybody's losing their minds because in the Dutch translation of Omid Scobie's book Endgame, the names of the royal racists are revealed. And it turns out that, according to Omid Scobie,
this is all just so that they can continue to stand on top of the world and say, we're more important than anybody you've ever seen. We're also more victimized than anybody you've ever seen. We're more anything than anybody's ever seen. Bow down to us. Pay us homage. Oh, filthy ethics, these people. Just filthy.
She finally attended a relevant Hollywood event and walked the red carpet. Her biggest dream come true. She spent nearly 4 years after departing from the royal family alongside professional liar Prince Harry, trying to convince everyone that they left for security and privacy and they just want to be humble philanthropists. But many people called this out.
It really is ridiculous, and why the High Court is still entertaining his security case is completely beyond me. It is truly a waste of taxpayer money. The fact that Harry has now lied in court.
They don't mind speaking up about everybody, but they sure don't want people talking about them. But the judge ruled that Associated Newspapers, publisher of the Mail on Sunday and the Daily Mail, have had a real prospect of demonstrating that statements issued on Harry's behalf were misleading and refused his request.
I actually think the Mail and everyone's starting to realise this guy's got no common sense. No one actually understands what he's doing. He's toxic. Everyone's walking away. Yeah, we'll fight him. Let's bring in our best lawyers against Harry's mediocre lawyers. Yes, because you know what?
Harry and Meghan had been plotting to leave the royal family for a very long time. A lot of people have speculated it was even before the wedding. It was a smash and grab, a cash and carry job. Meghan and Harry convinced the royal family that they wanted to be working royals, knowing all the while that they were always going to leave and chase a life of celebrity.
It would appear the shit is about to hit the fan with Invictus, because in the last few years I haven't really seen Harry and Meghan give much attention to Invictus outside of the games. When it's the games, oh yeah, there's a fashion show, there's an opportunity to dress up in, I don't know, a load of jewellery that looks like it came from Ratner's.
Another blow to Meghan's brand, the Hollywood Reporter has issued their list of winners and losers of 2023. A brutally honest rundown of who had the best and worst year in entertainment. And it was surprising to see the Duke and Duchess of Sussex on that list, and not as the winners, of course.
Archwell have released their impact report a tad early. Apparently, Catherine and the kids at a baby bank prompted a digital reaction. We're treated to a montage of hugs that aim to look sincere and slow-mo cutaways to Harry clapping. That's all he does these days, clap, sue and whine.
The sock puppet's ongoing efforts to get the British government to give him armed security, presumably at the taxpayer's expense, although that is sort of at the heart of the second suit. So let's go to the first suit.
Book, Endgame. His book contains so much criticism of Catherine that Catherine's uncle Gary has jumped to her defence and has said, and I quote, "Pantomime season is upon us, I know, but I've never seen such a one-dimensional depiction of my niece Kate as the one I've just read in Omid Scobie's book."
It was so beautiful that it's actually confused the Sugars. Now, the stupid Sussex squad are celebrating that this is a win for Harry, and I'm going to break down why it's not. It really, really isn't, and they're showing exactly how stupid they are, because you have to understand the legal system here in the UK.
Dutch version of the book is now available to buy in Holland, although I don't think anyone's going to buy it. But according to the journalist who first uncovered the names of the royals in the early edition, the new version also has hundreds of other changes.
Remember, it came out last year that they worked an hour a week. Well, now they're claiming that they worked 3,176 hours. That number comes straight from their Foundation Impact Report. Now, keep in mind that's probably also people that work for Archwell, not them.